The UFC loves to use its aging vets, its former stars, the previous generation of fighter to build up the next generation of fighter. And unfortunately for Gilbert Burns, we're probably going to have more of the same here. My name is Angelo. This is We Want Picks, and I'm going to give you my bets for UFC Vegas 106. But before we look forward, let's take a look back at last weekend. UFC 315 was a pretty successful fight card. All of the tentpole things happened. My safety parlay hit. Jacob's underdog lock of the week, Jack Della Maddalena, hit. Bet Sam's slam of the week hit. All the things did well. The money came in, the ROI was high, and Jakey boy made an absolute fortune. Here's a closer look at that safety parlay. We're on quite the little run here. I've hit 5 of the last 6. If you don't know what a safety parlay is, it's one single parlay I put on the board for every single event. I call it safe, and then we cross our fingers and ride to promised land. Hit 5 of the last 6. The one that I didn't hit, kind of a screw job, if you ask me. But overall, things are going quite well for the safety parlay. The safety parlay for this event, UFC Vegas 106, is up right now. It is actually a plus money unicorn of a safety parlay. You can check that out, as well as every other thing that we do right now at WeWantPicks.com. It's not just bets. It's not just picks. We have tools. One of them is the tape index. If you like to do your own tape study, let the tape index do that for you. We have a tool called the line movement tracker. It'll give you the opening odds, current odds, win probability, and line movement for every fighter and every card. We have a prop hunter, a curated set of data specifically designed to help you find prop bets. You can unlock all of this on the website, WeWantPicks.com. If you just click become a member at the top, it's $10. Every single thing that we do is available in one single package of $10. Every tool, every pick, every bet, everything. And if you download the app, you will get push notifications. I sent one out 5 minutes before filming this video saying, I just placed a new bet. So you get to see the bet, you get to see the odds before those odds run away from you, and it is no longer solid value. We also have bets on the board right now well into the future. We have UFC Baki bets, UFC 316. We have UFC Vegas 107, UFC Atlanta bets. We're finding the spots, we're jumping on them early, and we are sending you push notifications. Download the app right now in the App Store. It's 100% free. Just search We Want Picks. And here's the events you're going to get. I mentioned all of this is just $10 for an entire month. So here are the events that you will have full access to everything that we do. You have this week's UFC Vegas 106. Next week's UFC Vegas 107. Right after that is UFC 316. And after that is UFC Atlanta. Unlock all the picks, bets, tools, literally everything that we do right now at WeWantPicks.com. Let's go ahead and jump in and talk about this actual card. So it's a little tricky. This is not the easiest betting card of the year. There are some very obvious spots, and there's a couple of solid underdogs. If we talk about the confident favorites, I love Matheus Camillo. He's fighting Gabe Green, and sometimes you bet on the fighter, sometimes you bet against the opponent, and I think we've got a little bit of a mix here. Matheus Camillo is a very good fighter. He's coming into the UFC without coming through the Contender Series, without coming through the Ultimate Fighter, so there's not this like fake artificial boost. He's just a good prospect that's doing the things he's supposed to do. He's fighting Gabe Green. Gabe Green's a pretty tough fighter, but two things are happening here. One, Gabe Green is coming back after a 2-year layoff. That's never good. And two, he is dropping down to 155 pounds. He has not fought at 155 pounds in 7 years. The older you get, the harder it is to drop that weight. So a 2-year layoff, a brand new weight class, and he's a guy who needs the pressure and needs the volume to win. I just do not see this going well for him. I like Matheus Camillo here. Then we have Melk Costa. Melk Costa has proven himself to be quite the good little fighter. He's got a couple wins in a row. He's been an underdog in most of those fights, and he's just grinding out wins. He's got good striking. He's got good grappling. His scramble skills on the ground are phenomenal. He just beat Christian Rodriguez in a fight where it came down to the scramble skills, and he won those scrambles. He is fighting Julian Erosa. Julian Erosa is an interesting guy because he's long, he uses his length well, but he is finishable. He did just beat the absolute brakes off of Darren Elkins, but Darren Elkins looked like he was in the late stages of dementia. I mean, he went in there, he was slow, he was geriatric, he was getting hit with everything. It was, sure, Julian looked good and won that fight, but he literally was fighting an old man. It's like they took his walker with the tennis balls on the bottom away from him, shoved him in the cage and said, get after it, bud. And then Julian Erosa beat him. So I think Mel Costa runs through Julian Erosa. I think Julian Erosa's had just a couple of gifts as of late. Nursultan Ruzaboyev is a guy. He's fighting Dustin Stoltzfus. Listen, Dustin Stoltzfus knocked out Marc-Andre Barreau in his last fight. Marc-Andre just looked pretty good in his last fight. So you could say that, hey, Dustin's pretty good. And you know what? If you look at who Dustin has lost to, all good people. All good people. But I think Nursultan is a good fighter. Dustin Stoltzfus is a guy that can be chinny. He does have a jiu-jitsu belt. He's got a black belt in some Brazilian martial art that isn't jiu-jitsu. And then he's got a jiu-jitsu brown belt. I don't know. He's an accomplished guy. He's got some power in his hands, but he also is chinny. But the reality is this is not like the Matheus Camillo fight. Matheus Camillo, I'm more betting against the opponent. In the Nursultan fight, I'm betting on Nursultan. Nursultan is good. He is 6'5". He's a big dude. He's got power in his hands. We've seen it. He also has very good wrestling. We have not seen that yet in the UFC, but it doesn't take more than 5 minutes of tape study to see him out wrestling people on the regional scene. He's got takedowns. He'll catch kicks. He'll take you to the ground. He's got a great chin as well. His only loss in the UFC was at 170 pounds. This dude is 6'5". I don't know how he made that weight, and you can tell making that weight was an issue. And that loss was to Joaquin Buckley. Pretty quality loss. I think Nursultan wins this fight. Minus 280 seems pretty affordable if you look across the board, where Denise Gomes is minus 600. And then Michael Morales in the main event. It's unfortunate if you're just getting to this now, because he wasn't that expensive just a few days ago. A few days ago, he's like minus 400. And yeah, minus 400 is not great, but he, in all reality, should be minus 1,000. So when you have a minus 400 fighter, a couple other super confident favorites, you want to slap them together for some decent value, I don't think that's the worst thing in the world. And I'm conservative Ange. I think Michael Morales is going to run through Gilbert Burns. And Gilbert's tough, so there could be some back and forth. But I think the reality is here, Michael Morales is bigger, faster, younger, stronger. He's a better wrestler, a better striker. He's literally better than Gilbert everywhere except experience and maybe just overall toughness. Gilbert Burns is insanely tough, and he'll just bite down his mouthpiece and bomb away. I think Michael Morales runs away with this fight. The odds are starting to reflect that, and you'll see that we have a few bets with Michael Morales in them. And then we have some solid underdogs. Thiago Moises, full-blown dog. He was a favorite. He is now a dog. I don't get it. I think he should be the favorite. I fully understand that his opponent, Jared Gordon, has been kind of screwed in his last couple of fights. You could argue that he's 5-0 in his last 5. He beat Paddy Pimblett. That was a bad decision. He beat Nasrat Haqparast. That was a bad decision. There's a no contest in there against Bobby Green. That was his name at the time. He was touching up Bobby, and then they clashed some heads. So I understand Thiago Moises' opponent is good, is better than his record, and that's probably what happened with the line here. Thiago was the favorite, and then people just look a little closer, line moves. But the reality is, Thiago Moises is pretty young still. He's got a ton of experience. He's at great fight camps. He was at American Top Team. Now I believe he's over with the boys at Fighting Nerds. And even if he's splitting time or fully committed to one or the other, those are very high-level camps with good training partners. Thiago Moises did sort of squeak by a win in his last fight, but Trey Ogden's massive and a very good wrestler. I think Thiago wins this fight. And at dog money, I'll take it. We have Tainara Lisboa. This is another fight where these odds have flip-flopped every 5 minutes. Constantly. Tainara is the dog, then the favorite. Dog, then the favorite. She does seem to be fully squared up, landed, settled as the underdog here. Here's the situation. She's the much better striker. She is fighting a judo practitioner. And her judo practitioner opponent needs to squeeze her head to toss her to the ground. We saw in her last fight, she doesn't have actual wrestling. She's not going to shoot a double. She's not going to shoot a single. She needs to toss you. So if Tainara just keeps her hips away, touches her up, wins the striking exchanges, and avoids any sort of real meaningful clinches, she should absolutely win this fight. Plus 145 right now, and I think she can definitely win this fight. I almost placed a plus 3.5 bet on her, but that was minus 260, and the over on the round line was only minus 250. So I'll rather take that, because I do think this fight goes the distance. So is what I took, and I'll show you in a second. Then we have Sadiq Youssef. Sadiq Youssef is fighting Marion Santos. Marion Santos has proven to be a very good striker. He's young as hell. He's like 23 years old. He's a very good striker. He's composed, fights like a veteran, gets his leg kicks going, great strikes, fights well in the pocket. I understand why you would want to make Youssef the underdog, and I get him being the underdog, but I do think he has a quality shot to win this fight. He has fought the higher level of opponent. He has fought very, very good people. He has gone to hell and back in some of those fights. He's a good striker. He has some good wrestling. He has the octagon exposure, the time. I think Sadiq Youssef is just more experienced to a point where it will actually matter. He's not old, so it's not like, yeah, he's got more experience, but he's old and slow. So I think Sadiq can get it done. And then Paul Craig. This is a flyer. I'm not picking Paul Craig to win, but here's the reality. His opponent, Rodolfo Bellato, made Jimmy Crute look like a world champ. So yeah, he clawed back, made that fight a draw, but he gave up that he was almost knocked out by Jimmy freaking Crute. So yeah, Paul Craig's a bit of a jiu-jitsu nerd, but he has like random power in his hands, and all of a sudden you end up on the ground, Paul Craig will get you submitted. So I don't think it's insane if you want to throw a couple of dollars. That's not my style. I only bet on fighters who I think win. I don't ever just chase random props or dogs just because the money's there. But I know a lot of you do, and that's fine. It's definitely a strategy. I think Paul Craig could absolutely squeak out some bullshit. Dude, Rodolfo Bellato made Jimmy Crute look like Muhammad Ali. And sometimes it's like a warning sign. Like, hey. Dude's a 6-1 favorite. Was almost knocked out cold by a dude coming off the bench after 2 years away. Chill. Let's look at some actual bets. I switched it up a little bit this week. Normally, I have a slide of my bets and then another slide of some teasers. What I did here is I just combined some of it. And that's because I personally don't have a lot of bets as of right now. As of right now, I think I have 3 or 4. So instead of dividing it up, I just smashed some of it together. I'll let you know who's or who's. Obviously, we have these bets here, but you can see all that writing I popped up on the top. If you go to the website, WeWantPicks.com, there are bets already for UFC Atlanta, already for UFC 316. There's UFC Baki. Those bets are up as well. And we have 33 total units of bets. 33 total units on the board. That obviously includes future events. And future events matter quite a bit because you can avoid the line movement. For example, I have this parlay, Michael Morales, Matheus Camillo. When I bet on Michael Morales in this parlay, he was minus 400. He's now minus 800. That is literally half as good. So getting these lines early, attacking them early is very important. Obviously, if you see a bet that you don't agree with, don't copy it. Don't ever tail a bet you don't agree with. But if it makes some sense and you like it, hop on board. Let's run through these. That is my Thiago Moises bet. I placed that today. I saw that he's full-blown underdog. I said, you know what? I think he wins. Let's pull the trigger half a unit. I've been monitoring the line movement using our line movement tracker, and I think it's going to steady out around here, and it might actually flip back the other way after weigh-ins. Then we have the Matthews Del Val prop bet, under 2.5 rounds. I believe this is a Jacob bet. 1.5 units on that. That is plus money, which makes a ton of sense because Connor Matthews is chinny as shit. Del Val hits hard. Del Val's got some sneaky jiu-jitsu as well. We will chase finishes. Anytime you get somebody that can be finished versus somebody who chases finishes, you could have some success there. And that's a 2.5 round line, not a 1.5, which is fantastic. Mel Costa minus 3.5 points. That is a plus 100. The way that works, effectively, it's the opposite of a plus 3.5. So we need Mel Costa to win a 30-27 across the board, or we need Mel Costa to win by finish. And as long as one of those two things happened, which I think is very likely that it does, this pays out. It's plus 100. It's a nice way to even the playing field. If you don't quite want to chase a finish, which I totally understand, but you do think he wins in dominant fashion, these bets are fantastic. We have a Burns Morales does not go the distance prop bet. That's minus 180, but a full unit on that will return a little over half a unit of net profit. There are 5 rounds in that fight, so you have 25 minutes for either one of them to find a finish. I mentioned the Michael Morales, Matheus Camillo bet. That is my prop bet, minus 120 when I placed it. I think Matheus Camillo, for all the reasons I mentioned earlier, I'm more fading Gabe Green than I am fully investing in the Matheus, but I think we're good. And then Michael Morales is, as I mentioned, exact words were younger, bigger, faster, stronger. Better wrestler, better striker, everything other than just raw experience or raw power is going to go the Michael Morales side of the house there. So slap those two together. Denise Gomes wins by KO or submission. This is a Bet Sam prop bet all day long. Bet Sam does chase some of these props, and it is crazy when they hit. He just had Jocelyn Edwards to win by knockout just a few weeks ago, and that was like plus 450, and that slapped. So this is the exact type of prop that you will see from Bet Sam, and it may hit. Tennessee Gomes could certainly win by finish. Elise Reed has been finished before, both on the ground and standing. Tainara Lisboa, I believe that is definitely a Jakey Boy bet. Plus 120, a full unit on her. Those odds have gotten even better now if you do want to jump aboard. And then, of course, the safety parlay. I mentioned this is a unicorn. It is a plus money safety parlay. 2 fighters or 2 props that I'm very confident in. And that effectively is what makes up the safety parlay. Safety parlay is typically either a money line and a round line, 2 money lines, 2 round lines, something to that effect. It doesn't get crazy. We keep it nice and simple, and it stays nice and safe. And this week is plus money, plus 109. You can check that out right now. You can unlock it at WeWantPicks.com. Here is a look at the recent success of the safety parlay. Last week's was the Navajo Sterling money line, and I married that with the Grasso Silva over 2.5. Before that, we did something similar with Mason Jones in the Santos fight. Before that, just 2 confident money lines. Obviously, I got absolutely screwed on the Dan Ige over when the ref stopped it while they were both standing. And you can get the trend here. 2 fighters I'm pretty confident in. Those odds will go up and down depending on the event. But the important part is the word safety. It's the beacon of stability. Have I missed some? Of course. I just missed one at UFC 314. But if you zoom out and you look at the monthly success, the quarterly success, the annual success, the lifetime success of the safety parlay, there's quite literally not a single bet on this planet that can match that long-term success. Check it out now at WeWantPicks.com. And finally, if you head over to Bet Openly, you will get the best possible odds on that very first slide where I show you underdogs and favorites that we like. I show you the sportsbook odds and the Bet Openly odds. Bet Openly is not a sportsbook. It is person to person, peer to peer. A sportsbook needs you to lose. They need to beat you to stay in business. They go out of business if everybody's winning. But Bet Openly doesn't care who wins or loses because they don't take the money. They're not housing anything. All they're doing is providing a platform where you can place a bet and I can grab the other side of it. So now me and you are betting each other, and all they do is facilitate the website and make sure the money's good and the odds are good and nobody's taking advantage of anybody. And they will take 1% of the winnings. If you win $100, they will take 1, you will get 99. Check them out at betopenly.com or wewantpicks.com/betopenly. But if you do want to go the traditional sportsbook route, we will give you a bonus. We have affiliate links with multiple sportsbooks. If you go to wewantpicks.com/bets, use any of those affiliate links, make a deposit, sign up, create a new account. We send you $50 to thank. It's affiliate marketing. They're going to pay me. I'll slice off some of that money and give it right back to you. That's wewantpicks.com/bets. Guys, good luck this weekend. We had a great UFC 315. I'm hoping this card goes well. UFC Vegas 107 is next week. A little bit easier than this card. And then UFC 316 and UFC Atlanta. Lots of incredible events coming up. International Fight Week is in about a month. I'm looking forward to this. Hop on board, wewantpicks.com, and good luck with all your bets.